Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer. So today we're going over to Staggeringly Good, based in Portsmouth, Scotland wanders part of the world, and it's a beer that says no beer budget 2025. There you go, you can clearly see that. So there is obviously a story to this beer. Try stomping your feet as hard as you can near the 2p coin pushers at the arcade, saving money on toilet roll by using the free envelopes that come with debt collection mail. Learning what the word tariff actually means and how imposing them on your friends can backfire. Support independent businesses. Hops are Citra, HBC 431 and Sabro. And yeah, it is staggeringly good. Craft beer for a crisis. You've scrimped, you've saved, yet somehow you're no better off. All the time. We are working like idiots and we are heads above water. I'm at the moment now with the beer review channel where the only way to carry on for me, you know, in the real world, is to go back to homebrew and possibly doing beer stuff. Not so many beer reviews. It is what it is. You know, you have to do what you do to survive. This beer is here to say, just because times are hard, you don't need to settle. Let this top-notch, great value pale with juicy hops get you through the hard times. 4.5% volume, and yeah, literally 3 or 4 years ago I was doing gardening, pretty much like I am now, and I was chucking money away drinking good beers and that, and these days, slightly lively, these days, you know, I've got to be honest, the world of beer has gotten a little bit stale. You know, I mean, no bones about that. The world of beer has got stale. I'll go to a pub on a Saturday afternoon. I had I went to my favourite pub last Saturday afternoon. First 3 beers on the bar, all local, funnily enough. All pale ales. Adam, world-class pale ales. Absolutely fucking smashed it off the park. Didn't do a review of any of them. I wish I had them. I wish I had them. Then I had 3 more pale ales, and they was as bland as hell. And it's like bland, pissy, wishy-washy pale ales. And it's like, how can those 3 beers be so great and the others be so, you know, wasting my money? So here we go. Orangey pour, big whitehead, yeah, ignore the whitehead. Big orangey pour from Staggeringly Good. Second beer haul I got from them. First was from Andy and the Happy Drinkers, Andy and Ange, when they went to the tap room in 2024. We went in 2025. Found the tap room, big bloody tap room, I'd say that about it, upstairs and downstairs. Upstairs was massive, and yeah, I mean, I know there was issues on Facebook with some stuff. Do you know something? I've no time for drama. I keep away from it these days, rightly or wrongly, but yeah, nonetheless, here's the beer. For me, big tropical aromas, touch of coconut even on that aroma then. Oh. But yeah, you know, the world of beer, it's like they want everyone to be teetotal, everyone to pay their fucking taxes, to look after all the people that don't pay taxes. And the problem is, with the world we're in, there are very, very few people paying actual taxes. And they cry about this. Oh, we can't afford the pension bill. Well, make sure that everyone through their life is paying some bloody taxes. Yeah? Get the work-shy working. Get the self-employed paying a bit of tax. And get the rich paying tax. Not just the working class. The working class can't afford to pay the taxes for everybody else in this country. It's not fair for the working class to work till they drop. So anyway, and as a working class person, I'll always say that, you know, regardless of what other people think, you know, I see this. I see, and, you know, it's going to upset some people. I see the work shy paying nothing. I've got it all around me where I live. The work shy get everything paid for them, do nothing. We're driving around in 23 reg cars, 8 years newer than our car, because they've got a disabled son. Nothing wrong with the bloke, nothing wrong. He's got a bit of autism probably, but there's nothing wrong with him. How the hell they get in that car is beyond me. All about how you can fiddle. And then you get the self-employed, and not all, you know, not everyone is in that category. You know, the people I'm talking about, not everyone does it that way. Not everyone is good enough to claim that way. Self-employed, pay less tax than I do, earn triple or quadruple what I do. And then, you know, and then you've got the rich. Then you've got all the people that are on long-term medical things as well. And literally, you see them. They walk into the NHS centres or the doctors with the walking stick, and then you see them on the street. These are people that live around, you know, around where you are, and you see them like, "There's fuck all wrong with you, mate." And then you get all, and in Nottingham, I don't know about anybody else anywhere else in the country, but in Nottingham we've got all these Uber drivers, taxi drivers, and they've all got City of Wolverhampton on their plates, and you're like, the fuck is this? Why? You're in Nottingham. Why aren't you got Nottingham licenses on? Because for me it's some sort of dodge, you know. And how many of these taxi drivers are the actual person driving? We've had deliveries on Uber and all these, and it's supposed to be a woman delivering. Fucking bloke. And it's supposed to be a woman. Why? There's a fiddle going off, obviously. And the stuff's wet through when it comes. And you're like, hey, mate, it's fucking wet. McDonald's, you can't eat a wet McDonald's, can you? Because you've spilt the drink, because you're fucking trying to do 10 deliveries at once. And obviously the rich, who squill their money abroad and then cry at the first time when someone says, we're gonna take money off the rich. Yeah. And yet the working class are the ones that pay into the tax system, that have no choice but to pay into the tax system, because they can't claim anything, they can't dodge or anything like the rest of them can. Wrong. And these got me talking about it, so I do apologise. Staggeringly Good. You've got me going at it. It's just, yeah, pisses me off royally. Pisses me off. And then you think about the minimum wage. Now, the minimum wage is a good thing, gets people off being, you know, took the piss out of by rich bosses. The only problem is that as somebody who is qualified in their job, multiple years of qualifications, you know, many years of, you know, experience and all that, and yet I'm being dragged towards minimum wage every single, you know, few months, and it's like, why am I bothering? I could go for a job that's a lot easier. And I can't be the only one who thinks this. He thinks, I'm working like a twat, but for what? It's a funny old world we're in. The money goes somewhere in this country. It's got to. You know, we're not the third, one of the richest countries in the world, and we're paupers. Bollocks, are we? Yeah. There's a lot of bullshit about. Yeah. Same with COVID. A lot of bullshit. So, orangey paw, lemony orangey paw. Looking at the colour, a little white head. It's good head retention. Tropical beer, tropical citrus. Yeah, it's a nice enough beer to be fair. Would I drink it again? Got to be honest, not a beer I'd go for again, but I love the sentiments behind it, you know, and got me talking. Rightly or wrongly, people out there are going to agree or disagree. We all have an opinion. It's good to have an opinion. Yeah? That's how the world should be, an opinion, yeah? Because opinions change. Someone says to you something, you're like, oh yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. Yeah. But what you don't need is people preaching to you. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Hold on a minute, mate. Fuck off. You know, that is not the way. And I've had these conversations with people about certain things in the beer world. You know, I've had conversations about why is the beer world so, you know, they jump on bandwagons, the beer world does. And all of a sudden you say something about a certain aspect that they haven't jumped on. And I'm not going to go down any roads here because some little twat will say something. And I've fucking pointed that out. And then I've got people bitching at me and coming and calling me an arsehole and everything else. And it's like, hold on a minute. All I'm saying to you is you've supported this sort of thing, but you've ignored that 100%. Yeah. If you're so inclusive, then you are absolutely royally in the wrong. And yeah, this is and the beer world disappointed me, and both locally and nationally, breweries who I looked up to, and I thought to myself, do you know something? My respect for those breweries has gone out the window. Yeah. You stand on a bandwagon for one thing and you blatantly ignore another thing. You stand saying, oh, we support all this, and you ignore that. Yeah. And why I'm not saying it? Because the same arseholes who came out of the woodwork on Facebook once against me would come out again, and not that I give a shit, you know, because they're arseholes who fucking jump on bandwagons themselves. But you know, it kind of, you know, the beer world is good for this, and you're like, no, you're not. You're only good for when it's coin and certain things, but when it matters, you stand in the background and you do nothing. And I've been watching for 5 years now. 5 out of the 7 years of beer reviews I've been watching, and none of these breweries have done it. And my respect for all the breweries that stand on one side but not the other. It's like, yeah, none. So, would I drink this again? Probably not. But it was a fantastic beer for a conversation. Wow. Out of 5 for me, good 4.2 out of 5. Staggeringly good. You got me talking. Cheers.